Hi everybody, welcome back. I hope everybody has been having a good week so far. Today is Wednesday, or as they say, hump day, April 22nd, Earth Day. So ironically, our youngest, his birthday is today. So our youngest was born on Earth Day and he's 36. And I also have a son born on Veterans Day, and we always joke that his mom is a veteran and she gave birth to her son on Veterans Day. So I have an Earth Day baby and a Veterans Day baby. Today's video is going to be short as I've got a box of canning jars back here that I need to get working on. I will be canning mandarin oranges today. But today's video is just a short review on some items that I picked up in my last Azure order. The first review is on the Surperb canning lids. I have never used them, ever used Surperb, and they look like this. It's got a nice thick gasket there, and the gasket is blue. It is embossed with the word Surperb on the top. And being a first-time user of these and a canner for over 50 years, I started learning to can at when I was about 9 or so with my grandparents. So, but I would like to say I've used Ball, I've used Kerr, I've used the Walmart brand, Golden Harvest, Anchor Hocking, 4 jars, and 1 or 2 other off brands, and that was during the pandemic when it was very, very hard to find canning lids. So basically, you were grabbing whatever you could. And I can honestly say I will be using the Surperb lids from now on. The seal rate was absolutely beautiful. I had sealed... What did I seal? I think I sealed potatoes. I've been canning so much. I think I was doing potatoes, and the seal rate was incredible. It wasn't like a little ping that most people are used to when your lid seal. This was actually a thunk. It was a very loud thunk. You could hear it, and granted, our house is small, 761 square feet, but my husband was in the living room and he was listening to the news or something, and from the kitchen he actually heard the thunk and he called out, "Wow, I heard that out here." So he heard it. Every jar sealed. They started sealing within just a couple of minutes coming out of the pressure canner, and within just maybe 2 hours or so, or less actually, every jar was sealed. I checked them again after 24 hours the next day. I had no problems. Excuse me. Now, I did do 2 canner loads that day, and the first batch I used the Surperb lids, and the second batch it was whatever lids I had that I grabbed. So there were a couple of ball lids. There were 2 or 3 4-jar lids, and the other were either Anchor Hocking, I think, because the Anchor Hockings do not have a mark on it. They just look like the Walmart brand. And out of the 9 jars I had in my canner, I had 2 fails. One was the 4 jars lid, and one was the Ball lid. And I kept them out. I didn't touch them. By the time everything was sealed properly, so I gave them plenty of processed properly, and they had plenty of time, and they still did not seal, so they ended up going in the refrigerator, and I turned those into mashed potatoes the next day. But from now on, I will be purchasing the Surperb lids. They do look like this. Again, they have a blue gasket, and they're embossed with the Surperb, and I will be purchasing Surperb. First time user, absolutely blown away. The second review, I bought 25 pounds of Bob's Red Mill organic medium grind cornmeal. That was also in my Azure order that I picked up last week. I think it was the 13th or April 13th. I picked it up. And I actually, when I did when I showed my Azure order, I had actually put some of the cornmeal in a little jar so that you guys could see, the coarseness or the consistency of what it was. And I baked a batch of cornbread, and my husband bit into it. And yes, even Yankees like cornbread, but my husband bit into the cornbread, and he was like, wow, this is really, really good. It was the same recipe I've been using for years and years and years. And he said the flavor was really good. It wasn't overly gritty. It wasn't overly fine. The grind of the cornmeal was absolutely great. So this was, again, a 25-pound bag of Bob's Red Mill Cornmeal. And if this will focus, let me see. You can see this is the grind right here. It's absolutely a great grind. You can see it's not real fine. It doesn't stick to my fingers. Again, it's a great grind. It's definitely got flavor to it, and I really like it. And there's not much, even, if I was using a fine grind cornmeal or even flour, my fingers would be coated. So I will definitely be buying the Bob's Red Mill organic cornmeal again. Actually, I've added another 25-pound bag to my next month's Azure order. So, and the lids I bought, the Surperb lids, I had bought a 24 pack with 12 lids in each box. So I got 288 lids. So I will probably wait until June to get another huge batch of the Surperb lids. And I'm just blown away. They were really, really good. Very, very impressed. And throughout all my years of canning and the different lids, I really like the Surperb. And I've tried lots of different cornmeal, and I've got to say that for my husband to say, wow, this is really good, it's really tasty, it was just perfect. So I will be buying the Bob's Red Mill cornmeal again. And we are inside today because it's raining outside. We had 33 degrees the other day, and then it got up to 75, and then we were back down into the upper 30s, and now we've got rain. And what you're seeing back here, this thing, we have a lot of seedlings. So to make them fit, because our house is small and we don't have a place, my husband with some scrap wood threw that little thing together in front. That's actually a huge picture window back there. That so he built some like shelves so that I can put my seedlings on there. And we had actually just moved out over 60 seedlings of tomatoes and peppers, and with the cold snap we had to rush and bring all those back in, and we had those back in the house for 2 days, and they're outside now again being protected because the temperature is like 67 degrees. It's just overcast. Didn't have to bring in the broccoli or the kale or the cabbage or anything like that. Oh, also I purchased some live plants from Azure. I got rosemary and calendula, echinacea, some cabbage, and a few others. And all of those have been doing great. I haven't lost any, no damping off, no issues with anything. So I have added more seedlings to my May Azure order also. So all in all, I can honestly say I am very happy with the new items that I tried from Azure, whether it be their live plants, their cornmeal that comes from Bob's Red Mill, and the Surperb lids. So thanks everybody. Have a really good day. I'm off to can about, I don't know if I have 4 or 5 5-pound bags of mandarin oranges that I'm now getting ready to can. Thanks everybody.